Hey y'all, I'm back with part 2 of my May 2025 reading wrap up, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. Y'all, I am back with part 2 of my May 2025 reading wrap up, and I also want to go over some of the books that I am currently reading in the month of June. In the month of May, I read a total of 9 books. So in this video, I'll be going over 3 novellas that I read on my Kindle and also the 1 physical book that I'm so proud that I finished. Let's get started with the physical book that I am so excited that I read, and that is The Heart Principle by Helen Hoang. If you tuned into my book shopping video, I purchased this book at Books A Million, and I was so excited to get into it. This is a part of the Kiss Quotient series, which there are 3 books. I've already read the first one, which is the Kiss Quotient, and the second one is the Bride Test. I read those years ago, and I believe I was hesitant to pick this one up because I heard it was sad. And y'all, this one did get me to shed a few tears. My eyes watered up a little bit because I fell in love with these characters. The Heart Principle is about Anna's son and Kuang Deep. So Kuang is dealing with life after being sick and having a surgery that changed the way he looks at himself. Anna is in a rut currently because she went viral as a violinist. And after she went viral, she started to really get in her head about being a perfectionist and pleasing her audience. And there's this prominent violinist that wrote her a special piece, and she is struggling finishing that piece because of her perfectionism. She's in therapy getting help, and with the help of her therapist, she discovers that she is on the autism spectrum. All 3 books have a main character who is on the spectrum, and so I really love that Helen Hoang in these series really highlights characters falling in love who have autism. Anna did not know this. She just thought as a kid she didn't like crowds and loud noises. She thought these were her quirks. And so for her whole life, she's been masking, which is trying to please people, putting on a smile, saying yes to everything, even when she wants to say no. Anna is in a relationship, and her boyfriend decides that before they get married, he wants to experience other women and wants them to date other people. He is very confident that Anna will not date anyone, but she shocks him by getting on a dating app, and she meets Kuang. And so her and Kuang are supposed to only be having a one-night stand. Kuang wants to get his confidence back up, and she wants to show that she can do something out of her norm, and she also wants to stop with the masking. So in the process, she's really showing Kuang her true self. She's very awkward, running out on dates, but he's with it, and he really starts to fall for her, and they fall for each other. And within this book, they both have personal battles that they are fighting. And I love that the 2 of them together is the bright spot in both of their lives. And so I just really, really love this book. It was so heartwarming. There were moments where I was really frustrated at Anna, but that's just an example of how hard it is for this character. Having autism, being used to masking, being a people pleaser to the extreme. When we finally see her sticking up for herself, it was just beautiful. And the love that her and Kuang grow for one another, the character growth, it was such a beautiful story. I give this book 5 stars. And I'm so disappointed that there aren't more series from Helen Hoang. Let's get into 3 novellas that I read on my Kindle. The first one is Psalm by Tatum Jones. I do feel like this book cover catfished me a little bit, because looking at this cover, I just really thought this was going to be a real good hood story with like a hood guy. But y'all, this guy works in IT, which I'm not mad at it. He is a computer guy, builds video games. His brother was shot and is in a coma, and they are not happy with the hospital, so they pull him out of the hospital. And Anaya is a nurse on duty, and she gets asked to go work for him full-time as a home nurse, and they'll pay her more than what she's getting now. So while Anaya is working for this family, the main male character, Psalm, is also there keeping an eye on his brother, making sure no one gets in, and also trying to figure out who shot him. So at first, Psalm is really mean to Anaya, but it's only because he has a big crush on her and he feels like she'll be a distraction, and he's sworn off love. But of course, one little interaction and it's a wrap. The next thing you know, they in the house, child, and getting real steamy, and after that, they go together real bad. So I thought it was pretty cute, but I do feel like this story was all over the place. There were some interesting plot lines, like Anaya randomly has somebody stalking her. She keeps running out of gas. Her tires were flattened. But I just felt like it was a lot of dialogue and the story was a little bit all over the place for me. So I am giving it 3 stars. The next book is Destry, Rodeo Season by K.C. Mills. And it was a short story, like 30 or something pages. It is about Destry and Savannah. Destry is a bull rider and Savannah is at the rodeo working, but she's also hoping that she can start a career in, I believe, roping. I really like that it highlights the Black rodeo. Destry immediately has his eyes on Savannah when he sees her working there. So it's a really cute story. I miss little sweet romances like this. So it was pretty good, and I give this one 4 stars. The last novella is Lucky Number 7 by BriAnn Danae. This is a part of her Erotic Love Languages series. I believe this is the 3rd book. I will say it wasn't my favorite one because it was not as spicy as the other ones, but I do love the characters Sevyn, and then Elijah was her next door neighbor who she was crushing on. They see each other out at the club and she's dancing on him. Then they decide to ride home together and she invites him to her place and it goes down. So it's short, to the point, spicy. I liked it. I give it 4 stars. I will say that, y'all, I love a good club scene. I do. I love a good club scene and the main characters dancing on each other, and you know what comes next. So that's it for the books that I read in the month of May. Let's get into my current read. So the first book that I am currently reading, well, not currently reading, is Blood Debts by Terry J. Benton-Walker. So I started this book in the month of May, but I put it down because I love my Kindle baby. But I'm still proud of myself because I did finish The Heart Principle. So it's possible for me to finish a physical book. I just have to sit down and focus on it, and it has to grab me right away. This book did grab me right away because it is about twins in New Orleans. They're Black. They are conjurers. One twin is really into magic, and the other one has taken a break from it because she feels like she did a spell wrong and it backfired on her family, and she's been hiding that. And so there is a magical system. I went and bought me some tabs, so I've been making notes of the magical terms that I can reference and go back to. So that's something really cool about reading physical books. I have not gotten far into it at all. I can't promise that it'll get done in the month of June, but it is one of those books that I want to pick up and finish reading. Another book that I was supposed to start this weekend that I have not is Can't Get Enough by Kennedy Ryan. This is another book that I purchased during my book shopping vlog, so go check that video out. I have not started yet, but I am so excited to finish the Skyland series by Kennedy Ryan. This is book 3, and this is Hendrix's story, and I'm excited to get into it. I do have some Audible credits, so just in case I am struggling to finish this one, I can listen to it on Audible. Also with Blood Debts, the audio book is on Libby, so I can check that out, and the second book is on Libby as well. So just in case I'm struggling with these physical books, I do have access to the audiobooks. Maybe that will help me get these read in the month of June. There are 2 more books that I started in the month of May, but I did not finish. The first one is The Dating Playbook by Farrah Rochon. This is the 2nd book in her Boyfriend Project series. So I'm excited to finish this one. I have about an hour left in the audiobook, so I'll definitely get this one finished. The next book is Babel by R.F. Kuang. I don't know if I'll be finishing this one. I listened to a few hours of it. It's like a 20-hour long audio book. The book is historical fantasy, and so far it's about a Cantonese character who was taken to London by this professor to learn how to speak Greek, Latin, and other languages as well. So now he has been granted enrollment into Oxford University. Maybe I'll listen to a few more hours to see what happens, but I just know this story is going to make me anxious because he's a minority and they got him over there trying to steal. So I don't know, but I do want to get more into the fantasy elements of this historical story. So we'll see what happens with this one. 2 more books that I really want to start in the month of June is Cappadonna by Jahquel J. These are the next books in her Delgado series, so I'm excited to get into that. I also need to read Saving Jacob by Tessa Stone. This is a part of her dark paranormal romance series, so I need to get into that book. I also want to start the Evermore series by BriAnn Danae, and the first book is Heat of the Moment. So those are a few books that I want to start. Y'all, it is very possible that my June wrap up may be completely different books because I am a mood reader, but I'm also trying to hold myself accountable to stay on task. These are my June TBR books and I need to stick with them. So we'll see when I come back from my June reading wrap up. Get down in those comments and let me know what books y'all have been reading this summer. And thank you again for tuning in to a Books with Kimberly video.